นั่ง
Bring it on, woman.
ตรงนี้ไม่ได้นะครับไปปีสวยด้วยน้ำปูอุ้ย
เฮ้ยโอ้ย
ตั้งไงพี่อาจารย์อาจารย์พี่3 2ไม่เยอะมากครับขอบคุณดีนะครับขอการต่อการสู้ของพูดเลย
Come on, man. That's too easy.
She didn't go 3 rounds just with a guy, she went 3 rounds with reality. And that was the real winner of this one. And I'll challenge any woman to that fight. Reality will always be the winner. This guy looked like he was going only about 5 or 10%. Maybe up it to 15 and she'll quickly find out it ain't no game to be playing around with.
If a woman punches a man in the face, the negative impact of that event is not the same as if he punched that woman in the face. Physically, a man has 90% more upper body strength, 50% more muscle mass, more fast twitch fibers, better spatial cognition and reflexes. In a fight between a man and a woman, a man on average is going to beat the shit out of a woman. You have high school kids that would beat the shit out of a grown woman. So I do not think it's fair. A man should never put his hands on a woman in any way, shape, or form because that's assuming equality. If you're the type of weak man that needs to punch a woman or hit a woman after they hit you, first of all, if you can't just grab her hands and hold her down or get away from her, what does that say about you as a man?
My other job, I work in a security firm, and this one woman decided to lunge at me once. She started throwing bombs, right? And all I had to do was grab her wrists and just inflict about 10% of strength and just hold her there, and there was literally nothing she could have done. And that's all I needed to do to completely defuse the situation. And that's all it takes sometimes. I mean, now people are saying men and women are going to be competing against each other in boxing. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but people are going to start getting killed, man. They really are. I mean, that's crazy.
And it's not to say that females aren't competent. And I mean, I had Miriam Nakamoto on yesterday. She's a good friend of mine. Mm-hmm. She's an 8-time world Muay Thai champion. I mean, she's a monster. But she doesn't fight against men, and she shouldn't fight against men, although she probably could beat a bunch of them.
Right.
It's not, she shouldn't have to. And she's
a tough woman can beat a variety of men.
Oh, yes.
But a really tough man can beat all women.
Yes.
Right. So that's the problem.
That's the reality.
Yes, and that is definitely the reality.
Come on, man. That's too easy.
I'm like, men are stronger than women. And he goes, not all women. Dude, let me tell you something. A 16-year-old boy can beat the shit out of every woman on earth.
Bro, I've been saying that for years.
A 16-year-old boy can literally wipe the floor. If he plays football like an athletic guy, he can beat the... People always say, Zerka, could you take Ronda Rousey? I would kill her.
Yeah.
I would literally murder her, right?
The dudes were saying that she could take Floyd Mayweather.
I agree with him. The first part, you know, most young guys could give a woman a hard time, no problem. But I don't know about the second part. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys saw the clip of Zerka fighting. I think it was that HS TikToky guy in the streets, like half his size, got thrown around and just smoked by him. So I think Ronda would give him a hard time, I'm not gonna lie.
Men always say how women's soccer sucks. Then come to the field and try with us.
The Australian women's national team, who were ranked number 5 in the world at the time, lost 7-0 to a team of 15-year-old boys.
Yo, that one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
What the is going on with people allowing biological men to compete against women? I mean, out of all the sensitive I'm a pretty sensitive person. I'm pretty open-minded, but
have you ever trained with a woman? Have you ever like trained with, so you know Gabby Garcia? That
sure.
I trained with her once. And I was like, before we trained, I was like, told the coach, like, dude, am I gonna have to f this chick up? Dude, she's bigger than
she's huge.
And I was like, am I gonna have to
f she's on all the Mexican supplements.
It's probably bigger than this can. You know? I'm like, am I gonna have to fuck this chick up? And he starts laughing. I'm rolling with her, and then she was just weak. Like, she just felt like a fat chick.
Yeah. Well,
and after that, I was like, oh, fuck.
There's a weird thing going on in this culture with gender.
I spent many of my younger years in the boxing gym, and there was always an unspoken rule of, if you're training with a woman, if you're sparring with a woman, you go easy on her. That was the unspoken rule. But nowadays, they're trying to get rid of that, which is madness, because us fighting men know how it goes. And if we really went the 80, 90, 100% against other guys, if we bring that over to when we're training with women, it's not going to be pretty.
Clarissa Shields just got dropped in sparring, but the feud between her and the sparring partner ain't over. This is what she had to say.
This dude named Arthur, I don't even know his last name, but he's a Russian, and they don't have no respect for no women. But he was so mad that I embarrassed him that him and his coach decided to put him on some gloves that had very little to zero padding in it. I've only been dropped 2 times out of my entire life since I've been boxed.
This is a good example of fuck around and find out. Just admit that women shouldn't be fighting men, vice versa, and you got a taste of reality. So stop making excuses about he tampered with the gloves. Just be accountable and say, look, I shouldn't have done this, it was a stupid idea. But no, she wants to carry on with the excuses, and she's pretty much become a meme at this point. And she was so upset by all this that she actually ran to her car, pulled a knife out, and said she was gonna slice him up. I mean, listen to this waffle.
His integrity intact. Absolutely. Because why you went and put them gloves in the bag, tried to hide them gloves. Answer me that, Derek Santos. Talking about some, these gloves were gifted by Roberto Duran to me, and I didn't know that the padding was that much in there. The gloves in the padding had 0 to no padding in it. Period. That's what it's about. You think I got a problem with getting dropped? It's boxing. It happens. I done been hit so hard. I done seen stars. I done got hit like where I couldn't eat for 3 days, sparring against heavyweight coming up when I was 17. I don't give a about being dropped. But what I will say is, when a try to cheat me, you got me fucked up. And yes, I ran to my car and I grabbed my knife and I was going to cut Derek Santos. Guess who stopped me? Coach John. Because I would slice his old ass up, because don't ever cheat against me. I'm just grateful that in my career that happened to me, even though it was wrong and he cheated and he took the padding out of his gloves because he was mad about it. Even though it happened, I'm happy that it didn't hurt my career moving forward. Like, I only been dropped 1 time.
Let's just make one thing clear, right? If this was a guy saying this, you know, I was going to pull a knife out and I was going to cut her, this would have been on the news. Guy would have lost his career overnight. We all know that, right? But all I hear is a load of shit. She's just bitching about the fact she got dropped, and that was a humble pie and it tastes sweet, but she didn't like the taste. This is all it is.
I'm like so respectful of the guy, but I done dropped guys in sparring.
That was my next question.
I done been dropped in sparring once by a guy.
He got you to the body or what?
Nah, I ain't never been dropped to the body. No, I ain't no fucking punk. I got caught. No, but the guy I sparred, he was like a little Russian hater. He took the padding out of his gloves. I had whooped his ass on a Monday, and his coach wanted us to spar again on Thursday. But he caught me, but he didn't have no padding in his gloves. He know exactly who he is. Damn. Exactly. Damn. So that's what I'm saying. So it get kind of serious when you sparring against these guys and you embarrassing them. So where they gotta take the padding out their gloves. And this happened to me 2018, right before I fought against Hannah Gabriel the first time.
So after she took to Instagram Live, giving all that waffle we just watched, Derek Santos, the guy she's calling out, actually responded to the situation. She is full of shit. They asked for help to spar. Why would we want to spar a woman? No one took padding out of the gloves. After she was accusing of this, the gloves were handed to her coach. But more importantly, she sparred 2 rounds prior where the boxer was instructed not to hit her hard. While he was working with her, she started talking mad shit at him and fouling him to the point she tripped him. In the break, he said, "What the is going on here? We're trying to help. She is a woman." What was replied was, "Well, punch her back. She is a big girl, multi-time champ." He even tried to help her up. Nobody wanted that to happen. This also happened years ago, and obviously the video was never seen. Even though all the comments of she would beat a guy Nothing was said derogatory towards her or spoken of this moment. That was done out of respect for her and nothing to be gained out of what happens in sparring. Now she went talking and has posted it. Now this is going around. Was it him or did she do it to herself? Years now. Even her coach said you had your chin up and got caught. Wow. And I don't know if you know boxing, but Clarissa Shields has been known for just talking a lot of shit. This isn't the first time. I mean, everything she's saying really does match her behavior we've seen in the past. But let me know what you think of the situation.